All right, Browns fans, a lot has been happening behind the scenes, generating quite a buzz. Let's talk about what's going on in Cleveland as we get closer to the NFL draft. The Browns are making moves and setting up meetings, but can Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski put together the winning team we need? There's a lot that needs to be fixed, and to some, it even seems impossible. But I'm going to break it all down in detail. Just make sure to hit that like button to stay up to date. Right now, the Browns are making moves and scheduling meetings, and one of the most intriguing prospects on their radar is Texas wide receiver Isaiah Bond. According to Jeremy Fowler of ESPN, the Browns are among several teams, including the Bills, Chiefs, Packers, Titans, and Falcons, set to meet with the speedy wideout. Bond is an electric playmaker with elite acceleration, making defensive backs look foolish off the line. But he's also been labeled a diva, drawing comparisons to players like George Pickens and Stephon Diggs. Now, let's be honest, if he's as productive as those guys, are we really going to complain about a little attitude? Probably not. The Browns need more weapons in the passing game, especially someone who can stretch the field opposite Jerry Jeudy. And with the current quarterback situation looking shaky at best, Kenny Pickett is the only healthy QB under contract. Adding a game-changing receiver could help soften the blow for whoever ends up under center next season. If Bond is still available in the third round, Cleveland might have to pull the trigger. But that's not the only big decision looming for Andrew Berry and the Browns front office. The team holds the number 2 overall pick in this year's draft, and there are plenty of ways they could go with it. If the Titans take Miami QB Kim Ward at number 1, the Browns will have their pick of Colorado's Shedeur Sanders, his two-way star teammate Travis Hunter, or Penn State's dominant edge rusher Abdul Carter. Speaking of Carter, Steelers defensive lineman Cameron Hayward had some thoughts about him potentially joining forces with Myles Garrett. During a recent episode of the Not Just Football podcast, Rich Eisen floated the idea of Cleveland pairing Carter with Garrett on the edge. Eisen called it a nightmare scenario for opposing offensive lines. Hayward's response? He wasn't exactly shaking in his boots. "I don't agree," he said flatly. "But you're welcome to repent." Maybe Hayward is just playing it cool, but let's be real, Carter alongside Garrett would be a terrifying duo. Carter has been compared to Micah Parsons for his rare combination of size, speed, and pass rushing ability. If the Browns pass on a quarterback and opt to bolster their defense instead, this could be a move that makes them a nightmare for AFC North offenses for years to come. And speaking of quarterbacks, we have to talk about Joe Flacco. Could a reunion actually be on the table? According to Browns insider Tony Grossi, Cleveland is more likely to bring Flacco back than pursue a trade for Kirk Cousins. The reasoning is simple: Flacco is a free agent, and signing him wouldn't require giving up any draft capital. Meanwhile, Cousins would not only require a trade with the Falcons, but he'd also have to waive his no-trade clause, and Atlanta would need to eat some of his guaranteed money. That's a lot of moving pieces. Flacco's name was even mentioned by Browns owner Jimmy Haslam during the NFL owners' meetings, where he confirmed that the veteran QB is in the conversation but stopped short of making any promises. The reality is, the Browns are waiting to see how the draft unfolds before making any final decisions on their quarterback room. If they draft a QB early, Flacco might not be needed. If they go defense or wide receiver, a reunion with the Super Bowl champion might just make the most sense. So here's the big question, Browns fans, what's the right move? Should Cleveland roll the dice on Isaiah Bond and add some serious speed to the offense? Should they go all in on Abdul Carter and create an elite pass-rushing duo? Or should they look to bring back Joe Flacco and run it back with a veteran under center? Drop your thoughts in the comments. All right, Browns fans, we have a lot to talk about today, and trust me, you're going to want to stick around until the end because things are getting really interesting in Cleveland. Deshaun Watson just sent a very strong message on Instagram, and it comes right after Browns owner Jimmy Haslam made some brutally honest comments about the Watson trade. Haslam called the deal a big swing and a miss. Yeah, you heard that right. The owner of the team, the guy who signed off on trading 3 first-round picks and handing Watson a fully guaranteed $230 million contract, just admitted that it was a complete failure. Now, Watson isn't going down without a fight. He posted a message on Instagram saying, "Maybe, if I weren't built for this, I'd let it faze me." along with a montage of 20 intense workout photos. Oh, and he's still wearing that walking boot, by the way. He's recovering from yet another Achilles surgery, his second in just a few months. But let's be real, whether Watson will ever play for the Browns again is still a massive question mark. Even his agent, David Mulugeta, jumped in, commenting, "They hate you, then they love you, then they hate you again. That's why you never live for the applause." Lock in 4. So, the big question here is Watson fighting to get back on the field for Cleveland, or is he just trying to prove he's still got something left for his next team? Because let's be honest, the Browns seem ready to move on. Now, let's talk about the NFL draft, because things are heating up. ESPN's Adam Schefter just dropped a bomb about the Browns' plans for that number 2 overall pick. For weeks, there's been a lot of buzz about Cleveland possibly taking Shedeur Sanders, the quarterback from Colorado. But Schefter is saying that's not the case. In fact, he suggests the Browns might not even be looking at a quarterback at all. And here's the kicker. He also says the New York Giants, who pick right after the Browns at number 3, might not be interested in Sanders either. If both teams pass, Sanders could slide way down the draft board, which is a shocking twist considering how much hype he had coming into the offseason. So, if the Browns aren't taking a quarterback, who are they looking at? The top 2 non-QB options are Colorado's Travis Hunter, the two-way superstar who won the Heisman, and Penn State's Abdul Carter, a pass-rushing force who some scouts are comparing to Micah Parsons. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Steelers defensive lineman Kim Hayward was asked about the idea of the Browns pairing Carter with Myles Garrett, and let's just say he's not worried. When Rich Eisen brought up the possibility of those two lining up together, Hayward just laughed it off, saying, "I don't agree. But you're welcome to repent." I don't know, man. If you've got Garrett wrecking one side and Carter coming off the other, that sounds like a nightmare for offensive lines around the league. So, Browns fans, we've got some serious questions here. Will Deshaun Watson ever take another snap for the Browns? Should Cleveland take a quarterback at number 2, or should they build around their defense and take a guy like Carter or Hunter? And if Shedeur Sanders slides down the board, how far do you think he'll fall? Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you believe Watson is done in Cleveland? Should the Browns draft a quarterback or roll with Kenny Pickett and Joe Flacco? Let's hear your takes. Be sure to click the like button and subscribe to the channel to stay well informed. Go Browns!